Hey guys, so we have totally gone off topic, and so this is not even like an episode, but we found something really, really interesting on Facebook within a Facebook group, and it's shocked us so much that we wanted to sit down and basically try and help this person. So just bring it up, Shawnee.
All right, here we go. This is what it looked like. So tell us where you found this, bro. Tell me where you found it.
So just for privacy for this person, for privacy reasons, like I just found it in a Facebook group, and that's it. But what we want to do is, as best as we can without like revealing too much information, we want to help this person. But before we kick off, let's do our housekeeping, Shawnee. So go.
All right. So first of all, thanks for listening to the episode. Thanks for tuning in. If you are watching this on Facebook, please hit the thumbs up on my Facebook page, Sean Williams Naturopath, and also hit the follow button. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit subscribe and the bell notification, and you'll get all our updates as we bring them in, all our videos. My website is live. I think I've said that before. So if you would like to book an appointment to see me, you can do that through seanwilliams.com.au. Or my products that I don't seem to really discuss that much are also on that website. So if you'd like to purchase any of those, they're therapeutic grade herbal medicine, they're on the website, seanwilliams.com.au. So yeah, bro, can you just let me just bring up that photo again and tell us, do you know what it is?
Well, I'm guessing it's a pretty painful and horrendous skin condition. What is it? It's not acne.
Obviously not.
Well, the only one I could think it is psoriasis.
Yes, exactly what it is. Yeah, okay. It's a pretty severe chronic case of acne. Like that is, psoriasis. And yeah, pretty severe case. It is like, he's obviously had that for a long time. I mean, what did you get from the forum? What kind of information did this person put together?
So I believe this person has been suffering with it for 15 years.
15 years. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it's been this bad, but this is pretty, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, yeah, it's not acute. There's a lot of plaquing going on there. You can see a lot of the silvery white. So it's a lot of plaquing going on. And yeah, he's judging by the haircut, he's obviously an older guy. Did he put his age down?
I think he's 50s, I believe.
Yeah, okay, 50s. Yeah, wow, 15 years old. So that would have made him 35 years old when he first started to get that on the scalp. Now, I wonder if he has it anywhere else or if it's just a scalp. Does he say that?
Yeah. No, this is as much as he says. He says he does only mention his scalp, so maybe it is localized to just his scalp.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's rare as well. Something that's this chronic isn't usually just on the scalp. It's usually on the elbows, the knees.
All right, yeah, so interesting. let's try and, well, first of all, like how has this happened? Like what causes psoriasis? Let's try and do this really quickly. So like, guys, like all myths, common knowledge, all this, guys, put it aside, or what you think let's just find out from a naturopath what causes psoriasis. So go, Shawnee. What is causing that?
Single cause of psoriasis is diet. It is simply diet. It's dietary related. This is somebody who's obviously eaten a very poor diet for a very long time, and the body is no longer eliminating a lot of the dietary acids associated with the disease process, which is the underlying cause for most, if not all, diseases. For this particular condition, the skin condition, basically his lymphatic system has stopped flowing down to the kidneys. Maybe the kidneys are not working anymore. It's possible he's no longer sweating through the skin. Maybe there's a thyroid issue. Who knows? There could be other diagnoses involved as well. And yeah, the way I see it, I just think acids and inflammation in the scalp. I'd be interested to know if he's had anything cut out, like a lymph node.
I know that I commented on his thing, and I just said to him like I'm really worried. Like I'm worried for it to be this chronic, I guess we could say, for it to be this chronic. Like there's something really, really wrong with him. And one thing he did mention is that he is diabetic of 15 years, which means that he has type 2 diabetes.
Interesting that the diabetes turned up at the same time that the psoriasis turned up. But yeah, sorry, continue.
And so he did list a lot of things. He said he's doing a lot of healthy things. He still eats a bit of meat and fish. So so what's your actionable steps right now? What's the first thing he needs to do?
The first thing I'd be suggesting is a plant-based diet, and definitely moving into a fruitarian type diet. And the reason for that. And
also, as someone who, like, you know, I'm always the yin to Shawnee's yang. Like, so as someone who, I'm not medically trained and everything, the first thing my suggestion, and probably only suggestion, is that you get tested for allergies. Get an allergy test from your doctor, because it's going to help any naturopath in their work. So definitely. That's my only piece. That's the only thing advice that's coming from me, is you need to go and get tested for allergies, my man. Okay, Shawnee, carry on.
Yeah, so you want to be going plant-based. You want to get rid of all the animal products in your diet, for starters. Get away from all the manufactured foods or bakery-style foods, pies. You know, I've often had psoriasis sufferers in my clinic, and they claim to be, you know, eating really healthy, and then I walk past them downtown and they're eating fried chicken or they're eating pies. So yeah. Get on a plant-based diet. You want to move up into a fruitarian diet, and you want to do this for one reason and one reason only, and that is to initiate and then increase your level of detox. You need to be detoxing, and your body will not do that when you're eating animal products. So get rid of all the meat. As far as lifestyle goes, if you're a smoker, stop smoking. I'm not sure where this man comes from, but stop smoking, stop taking both like your illicit drugs and any unnecessary pharmaceutical medicines, like anything that's not, how can I put it, keeping you alive. Maybe you're on metformin for your diabetes. Maybe they're putting you on something else for your psoriasis. Either way, if you're taking painkillers or anything else like that, broad spectrum antibiotics, anything that's not necessary, like just titrate off them. Get your doctor to titrate them off you. It'll help to relieve the burden on your body. Gut health, that's a big thing with psoriasis. If you've been eating a poor diet and your gut health is all out, you need probiotics to help bring back your gut health. As Hugh, as you were saying before we started recording, water. You want to add that one, bro?
Yeah. So check that you're drinking clean water. Make sure that you're not ingesting like pollutants, I guess, pollution, like, you know, anything heavy metals and stuff like that. Just make sure that your water is clean. And if you're not sure, like for instance, like, you know, this is even in first world, like Sean, you have filters on your sink, don't you? Because you
I
live
do,
right next
yes,
to.
on my house. Yeah, I live in a mining town, and we have our water source it's not advisable to drink. We have a company in town called QH2O that you can buy reverse osmosis water from, and we get that
And
water, plus we have all of our waters filtered.
yeah, so the water is filtered, and then maybe the thing to do is to buy a charcoal filtered water bottle, or a filtration system. The cheapest way is to buy a Brita charcoal filtered water bottle, and drink your water through that bottle exclusively. And it may help just to stop ingesting so much impurities. It could be that you're drinking so much heavy metals, or oils or lubricants that are running through your water. So you can never tell how clean your water is. We're the same here. Like we live in the first of first worlds, and you have to be careful because you don't know contaminants. Anyway, yeah, so that's that.
Yeah. So as Hugh said before, you want to get tested for allergies and intolerances, because something as simple as dairy or wheat could be exacerbating the psoriasis. So make sure you get tested for allergies and intolerances. If you don't have the facility or the ability to get tested, go on a restricted diet. Start cutting things out of your diet. So don't eat things like dairy foods. Don't eat wheat-based foods.
Right.
Take out these allergy and intolerant foods that other people are having problems with. So get off them for a minimum of about 2 months. Go on to a very basic diet. If you don't have access to allergy and intolerance testing, like just do a what's it called when you I used the word before and I've forgotten. So yeah, use a diet where you're taking out a lot of food. You go to simple food.
Eliminatory diet or whatever.
That's the one. I even said it before, and then it's getting late. It's past my bedtime. But the next thing, if you have the ability to do blood tests. You want to be looking specifically for inflammatory markers. You may have to specify that to your doctor or your pathologist, pathology nurse. You may have to tell them, I want to, inflammatory markers tested. That's a big indication that you have something major going on and you're in need of anti-inflammatories. As we said before, if you have any other diagnoses other than your diabetic type 2 diabetes diagnosis, like it's good to know, like share the information, because very often there are links, like your diabetes and your psoriasis, they're linked by your diet. The fact that you have such an aggressive case of psoriasis and you also have diabetes, that sort of confirms for somebody, a practitioner such as myself, that your diet is bad. Like I don't even have to see you. The fact that you have diabetes and the fact that you have an aggressive case of psoriasis just confirms that your diet is terrible. So the other question is do you have anything else that you're not telling us? Do you have kidney disease? Maybe you haven't had a blood test done, so you don't know that you have kidney disease. You could be stage 2, stage 3. A lot of doctors will do nothing with the kidneys until they're in stage 3 renal failure. Whereas as a naturopath, you're trying to catch it in stage 1, stage 2, where it's reversible. Is there anything you want to add to that, Brian?
I think that your diabetes is definitely something. Like if you're not caring for yourself, like, so when you become type 2 diabetic, your nutritional need becomes very important. And a lot of people think that popping a pill or injecting themselves with insulin is the problem solved. And the truth is, it's not. It's not. That's just modern medicine's way of getting you out of the doctor's office. Okay? It's the purpose of nutrition in diabetes is like the single most important thing. And the fact that you're getting a reaction on your head like that, for someone like me who has no medical background, straight away says, oh my God, like there's something really wrong. You know, I have enough knowledge to know that like skin disorders come from within. So it's even that simple knowledge of knowing that your skin problem comes from within. I look at your skin problem, and if you were a relative of mine, you would keep me awake at night. I would be worried that you're not looking after yourself. So the only thing I can really say is to just go to your fridge, go to your cupboards, go to your food location and start looking hard at what you're eating. Like really start looking at harder. And if you're there and you're looking at like whole foods and vegetables and bags of rice and things like that, it's definitely, and that you are eating natural foods, not like Westerners like us who are basically served junk. If you live in a country where your diet is staple foods that come from the ground, it really could be that you're allergic to something that's in that cupboard. And it could be so simple as just removing it. And it's so aggressive because you're consuming so much of it, because it's a staple food for you. Maybe when you remove that from your diet, everything will change. But having said that, there is just that looming rain cloud of diabetes that is really just makes me think that like your psoriasis is coming from not looking after your diabetes. But again, it could be that you can't look after it because you don't have the facilities, because we don't know where you're from, we don't know who you are, so we don't want to assume that you live in a country like Australia or Denmark. So but we're saying the problem that you have probably stems from your type 2 diabetes, and type 2 diabetes stems from poor nutrition, normally sugar-filled nutrition. So you don't normally get type 2 diabetes from eating like, you know, rice, vegetables, and like stuff like that. You don't. It's all from modern foods. It's just sugar, added sugar, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fixing. So going back to the fixing part, being a herbalist, these are my recommendations. So obviously the first thing you need to do is fix your diet. The quickest way to do it is going up to a fruitarian diet. If you have access to clean, good fruit, it doesn't matter what that fruit is. It can be anything from apples to bananas or whatever is available in your region, eat it. As far as herbal medicine goes, if you have access to it, you need to find herbs for your lymphatic system, your kidneys, your liver, adrenal, and gut. So going back to lymphatics, the best one is echinacea, the wonder herb. You want to go for burdock, calendula. Your kidneys, you need things like dandelion leaf, nettle seed, so not leaf, nettle seed, and something like couch grass or corn silk, gravel root, something like that. Your liver, the one and only St. Mary's thistle or milk thistle. This will help with the breaking down of toxins in your body, so always support your liver. Other ones include schisandra berry. You could also use dandelion root. You could also use globe artichoke or rosemary. Rosemary is really good, not just for memory, but it's really good for your phase 1 and 2 detox. So use that too. Adrenals, you want licorice root, romania, any of the ginsengs, which would be Siberian ginseng, You've got Indian ginseng, which is ashwagandha or withania. Any of those, Korean ginseng, they're all good for depletion and adrenals. And then you got your gut. So gut, you want things like slippery elm, which you'll have to take in like capsule form, or in a powder. Anything like a chia seed, which turns into like this gelatinous mass, that will help as well with the gut. Anything like marshmallow root, meadow sweet, anything like that will help. Just whatever you can find from that list that I've just spoken about, then use that. Herbal medicine,
And also,
it's not complicated.
And also, just to note as well, is that in case you live like in the tropics or something like that, some of these herbs can actually be unobtainable, except for the ones mentioned maybe that are more tropical. But you can always visit a herbalist within your tradition. So whatever natural tradition that you have, if it's Eastern or Western, you can still find something that will help you detox. Mm-hmm. So that's also important to note.
Yeah. And you've only got to ask, I need herbs for my lymph system, my kidneys, my liver, adrenals, and guts. You just say that, and a lot of times the practitioner will recognize it.
Yeah, detox. Or just show them your psoriasis, and I'm sure they'll understand what you need.
Yeah.
So just give that again, Johnny. The first thing you said was to eat fruit. So just to clarify, is that to eat only fruit for a while, or is it just to increase? Okay, so just remove everything from your diet except for fruit for a period of time.
Yes, this is a detox diet. You want to do about 2 to 3 months, or depending, but it does depend on what's available.
Okay, so eat your regional fruit that are. There's not really any bad fruit. Try not to eat lemons, because that's
lemons are fine. You can't but you want to eat them as part of the diet, not just as an only source.
Exclusively. Yeah, apples, bananas, pears, oranges,
mangoes,
mango, dragon fruit, lychees, melons, and that's to eat them exclusively for about 3 months.
Yep.
Removing all other food from your diet.
Yes.
Correct?
And what it creates is something very close to a fasting-like state. So it doesn't create fasting state, it creates a fasting mimicking state.
Okay.
So it creates a detox, very, very deep detox, not as deep as fasting. Okay. If you're capable of fasting.
What about is type 2 diabetes? Is that going to be a problem with?
No.
It's not going to be a problem with his nutrition?
No. If he was a type 1 diabetic, I'd be a very different story. But type 2 diabetes, type 2? Not a problem. No.
Okay. So if you're type 1 diabetic, my friend, for some reason, like maybe you discovered it later in life, okay, so do not follow these instructions. But if you know that you're a type 2 diabetic, follow the fasting instructions there. So you want to be on a fruit-only diet for 3 months, lots of clean water. Okay, Sean, what was the next step? Herbal medicine?
Herbal medicine. Yeah. If you're a smoker, quit the smoking, only take the medication that you absolutely have to, if you control your blood sugar levels and things like that.
Yeah. A lot of check for your intolerant allergies.
That's right.
So that's right, guys. Like, go and see, modern medicine. Go and see a doctor. This, you've got to work together with modern medicine and naturopathy for this to be cured. Yeah. So get your understanding of what's wrong with you from modern medicine. Let them diagnose, your, I want to say your illness, but sometimes they'll just diagnose the symptoms and not the actual problem.
Yeah.
Get your blood work done.
Modern medicine will keep you alive. Naturopathy will make you better.
Yeah. So yeah, get your blood test, find out your inflammatory markers. So you need to find out, you know, your allergies. Sorry. Okay. And the other one is to, is to control your diabetes. You know, you're a type 2 diabetic. It's different to type 1. So,
It's 100% dietary related.
Yeah, it can be controlled. Yeah.
It can, 100% through diet. It can be controlled. The main thing you have to be concerned about is once you change your diet to something that is healthy, like a plant-based or fruitarian diet, is be prepared for low blood sugars like hypoglycemia, because your metformin that you're taking will still continue to drop your blood sugar levels. And as your diet improves and your body begins to adjust, your blood sugar levels may drop. So be prepared for that. So be prepared to go to your doctor and have your medication, prepare to have your medication adjusted if you need to.
Yeah. So if you're taking medication for your type 2 diabetes, as you change your diet, you will find that you will get lows, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so it improves, you will experience lows, and you have to be prepared for them. Yeah. But the most important thing is that you mustn't associate your lows negatively. Don't think that that your change in diet is bad. So what your body just has to catch up and adjust, and your medication may need to be changed because now you're not consuming so much sugar. Is that right, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
And so your medication will overcompensate.
That's correct, and will bring your blood sugars
you will
down.
Need to. So as you become a fruitarian or a plant-based, the amount of sugar that you're taking in will change. So then your medication is going to cause problems. So be prepared to go back to the doctor and get that adjusted. So that's what Sean just said, but I'm just saying it in a dumbed down way so you can understand.
Absolutely. And your doctor, like if you allow yourself to crash and go into a hypo, you probably will end up in hospital if that happens. And so your doctor will, if they have your records, will understand that you're on metformin and that something has corrected itself and that the medication is that your dosage, your metformin dosage is too much and that it needs to be lowered. Yeah. But metformin, as far as medication goes, is pretty good. Like it doesn't do too much crazy.
And I think it's important to note that, like, if you have a good doctor, your doctor is going to be happy with your lifestyle changes. So it's important that when you do start to feel like something is wrong, it's important to go to your doctor and be completely open and say that you're trying to heal yourself. You've, removed dairy, meat, and fish from your diet. You'll find that your doctor will be happy with that. Like they will be supportive of your healthier lifestyle change. So don't be afraid to go there and tell them like, this is happening. And their knowledge then, and the fact that they're a doctor, they will understand that your medication will need to be changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No worries. Well, I really hope that's been helpful, informative. I hope anyone else who watches this will also get something out of it.
Yeah. So it's important to note that like meat, dairy, and certain wheat products, so being gluten intolerant, can 100% affect your skin. So many people, so many young adults find out that they're a celiac. They are a celiac. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because they have bad skin, or they have irritable bowel syndrome. Normally both. They find out they have these two things. They go to the doctor and they do allergy tests and find out that they're gluten intolerant.
The big one is actually lactose intolerance,
and lactose. So they find out they have intolerances.
Celiac disease is interesting. It's just when you do a bit of research into celiac disease, you realize that the gluten sensitivity actually comes from damage to the bowel wall. So the little fingers on the bowel wall that create the surface of your bowel, they're called villi. These villi just flatten, and from a naturopathic point of view, the way I look at it, that's damage. That's an external.
External, internal.
It's as in like something that you're eating is damaging your bowel wall.
Oh, okay.
It's creating
it's an external factor.
Damage. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. Factor.
So it's not even a disorder. It's not even a disease. It's just an injury.
It's like trauma to the bowel wall. And when we look at it, we go, things, reacting to gluten, so it must be a gluten sensitivity, blah blah blah. But in fact, it's like sticking your hand in an acid bath, and then the first thing you grab hold of, it's going to hurt. You hold.
And then saying that, like, you have like I
have a mobile phone intolerance.
A mobile phone intolerance, an iPhone
because
intolerance.
I picked it up right after I took my hand out of an acid bath, which is effectively what's happening. Your bowel is being eroded and damaged by dietary acids, which is coming out of, meat eating, things like dairy, sodas, all those sort of.
And the way this is all representing is all This is all presenting itself in the form of acne, psoriasis, leaky gut syndrome. Like, it's so funny that, like, for a long time now, the I don't want to say the cure, but the preventative, not even the preventative, the treatment for leaky bowel syndrome is still to go into the vitamin section of your pharmacy and buy probiotics. Like, it's, and that's an old fashioned way of saying that, but that's exactly what people have done in that moment at the height of modern medicine. People were told for leaky gut syndrome to go to the vitamin section and buy probiotics.
The interesting thing is, when people do that, very often they've changed their diet as well, so they usually get some success. But I mean, probiotics is it's an important part of reseating the gut bacteria, but at the same time, you can't really succeed in doing that without changing your diet to something preferable. You won't get the kind of response you want. Right, my man, I think it's time to say.
I think we're done. So whoever you are, like, I hope you see this video, and I hope we haven't, like, overstepped any lines. I feel like we haven't really, we don't even know who you are, so we haven't revealed any information about you, but we really hope that you fix your diabetes, get it under control. We hope that wherever you live, that your lifestyle allows you to fix these problems through better eating, drinking lots of water, and really just being able to get hold of fruit, like a whole load of fruit, and just being able to eat fruit for 3 months and fix this problem. So, and also for anyone else, guys, who is watching this and now coming up with ideas, 100%. So, like, I'm talking to all the first worlders now, 100%, guys, make sure that when you prepared yourself for a fruit fast, make sure it's under the guidance of a naturopath. Okay. Don't just go ahead now and start a 3-month fruit detox fast, as Sean has just said, because we don't know any underlying conditions that you have. And if you go on a 3-month fruit fast, you could be severely malnutrition. What am I trying to say? You could come out the other side severely underweight because you already have underlying conditions that we don't know about. So always consult your naturopath, because the naturopath's job is to work alongside your doctor to make sure that you become healthy. It's not always safe to do it on your own. Some people can get away with it fine. Others, you need to have someone knowledgeable and educated to make sure that nothing goes wrong with you. Anyway.
If you are underweight, I definitely would advise you to go on a fruit diet. But having said that, you know, I think the gentleman that we're referring to in the photo, yeah, I don't think he's underweight. If he's type 2 diabetic, I guarantee you he's not underweight. But if you are, you know, a petite male or female, I wouldn't advise you to go on a fruit diet, because being in you know, an ectomorph style body type, you're going to lose weight very fast. And
it's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't say it's dangerous. It's just socially it can be awkward. But you know, somebody like an ectomorph can do quite well on a plant-based diet and have a similar effect. Mind you, if you're if you are an ectomorph style, or you're petite, or slim, skinny, whatever you want to call it, you know, very often you don't have these issues that other people have.
No, yeah. All right, so I think that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. We've done this just because we really want this guy to get as much information as possible. I'm hoping that, like, I know that on his Facebook post, there are a lot of messages with some amazing ideas for him to do, and I really hope he's going through and just finding the ones that he can do. And I hope this will just be one more that he'll be able to watch and get more ideas, and just ask questions in the comments. So don't be afraid, everybody, to just comment, ask questions. If you're suffering from this problem as well, ask questions. But most of the time, you're going to get the same answer, and that's diet. Like, you really need to take a good look at your diet. All right.
And when you change your diet, it's not going to happen in 2 weeks. It's not going to happen in a month. It's going to take several months. It's going to get several months for you to get results. Don't just do this thing for 2 weeks, because you're wasting your time. Make
a lifestyle choice. Yeah.
Make a change.
Make a lifestyle choice. You don't have to fast. You can just completely change your diet and do it for life. You know, find that healthy plant-based diet, and, you know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you see an amazing amount of change. It doesn't mean that you go back to eating junk, because it will just come back. It's exactly the same as medication. You've got to think that, you know, people feed you medication and it gets rid of the symptoms. Like, this is exactly the same thing. This will remove the symptoms for a period of time, but if you return to your poor eating habits and poor drinking habits, it'll just come back. And then you will just be standing there going, that didn't work. It's like, yes, it did work, but you've reverted back to the poison. Yeah. So you've got to remain healthy. Yeah.
Stick with it.
All right. Anyway. Yeah.
Good night, my man.
I'll see you later, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this.
All right. Bye.
See you later.